How can you buy a house when prices are sky high today? How can you buy a house with mortgage interest rates also sky high? I'm going to share what worked for us, how we purchased this homestead, the things that we did that made it happen for us, so that you can make it happen for you. You can find and purchase the homestead that you want, and you're going to be able to get started today. Welcome to Goose Pond Hideout with Rob. I got this big old soup mug. I'm drinking coffee out of it this morning, sitting here at my little table that we got at garage sale, auction, something. I Rust-Oleum'd it with some black paint and fixed her right up. And yeah, so my mom sent me this cup, and it's got a great saying on it: very little is needed to make a happy life. Let's see if I can get it up here so you can see it. Very little is needed to make a happy life. Alrighty, so a lot of you people want to get a home today, and I'm specifically talking about, you know, like a homesteady kind of home. But this will work for anybody, of course, and whether you're 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. But, you know, you want to get a house. And the thing is with this like normal life, and I got myself a few notes right here, is that today the experts say that you need to make $106,000 a year to be able to buy a home. We don't make $106,000 a year. The average median home price today is $456,000. So think about that. You got to make $100,000 plus, and a house is almost $500,000. I mean, what world are these people living in? But that's what they keep telling everybody, that this is normal, this is average. This is what, you know, the world is looking at, right? So what you got to do is you got to, you know, there's a phrase that I know you've heard it before, and it's that think outside the box. Well, the way I think about that is there is no box, right? The box is those people that are telling you that you need to make $100,000 a year to buy a $500,000 house. They construct the box. So that's my thinking, is the box is an illusion. It's not real. It's not the reality that exists. It's just rules. Get a pencil out. Get a pencil and a piece of paper, right? I'll wait a second. Pencil, piece of paper, pen, whatever. All right. Rules are made up by one group of people to control other people. Okay? Rules are made up by one group of people to control other people. That's, you know, our legislators, our gurus, our smart people. They just like make this crap up. And then they expect everybody, you know, to believe them because they're the experts. They're just making up the rules as they go along, and people just follow them and say, oh, okay, that's the way life is. We're going to blow that out of the water, and I'm going to show you, I'm sharing with you, you know, how we did it. So, real brief, quick history. I purchased my first commercial property business, and back in the 80s, you think interest rates are high now. Interest peaked in 81, it's over 16%, and it stayed way above 10% for pretty much all of the 80s. So I went to him and we dickered back and forth, and I purchased the property with owner financing. You know, he was old, he was well off. It's not like he needed the money. So he wanted the business to thrive and continue. So, you know, he sold it with owner financing. 2-3 years later, I purchased the house in town. Same situation. You know, we dickered with the owners, and they were, you know, doing okay. They'd already moved into their new house. They were having trouble selling the house that they had, and so we purchased that house. Then we sold that house and purchased a bigger house. Then we purchased our sailboat, you know, lived on that for 9+ years. Then we purchased our homestead. I've never ever in my life had a mortgage bank loan. Okay, I mean, I've borrowed money like to buy a car or something like that, which was of course dumb, but I've never purchased any real estate with a traditional mortgage from a bank. And, you know, that's the things that you've got to think of. So what you sort of want to be thinking about is looking at properties. The funny way to say it, I guess, is buy stuff that nobody else wants anymore. You know, it's if you're looking at, you know, suburban Nashville or some hot spot growth area, of course you're going to pay sky-high prices, because that's everybody from California and New York and that, you know, they're all moving there. So you got to be looking for places that are a little bit less popular. So here's some ideas of how, this is how I do it. This is how we purchased the property that I'm sitting on right now. The house is right there. You can hear all the wonderful silky chickens and geese and that in the background. See some guineas running around, whatever. But this is how we did it. So I went on Zillow, and you know, they're online and they've got pretty much all the houses listed. You know, go whatever your favorite spot is, realtor place is. And I just did a little bit of research here. So I've got my notes here. So I just went to Zillow, homes for sale. Okay, I limited it to homes, you know, the little check mark for houses. I didn't want just raw land or apartments or condos or anything like that, because we're looking for homestead, right? So homes for sale under $100,000. That was my upper limit, $100,000. Nowhere close to $500,000, right? $100,000. And I wanted it, I put in 1 acre or more, okay? When we purchased this, we got 5 acres. And then a couple years ago, we purchased the 5 acres next door. So we actually have 10 now, which is something that you might be able to do too. But I figured under $100,000 and on an acre of land, you can have a pretty good sized garden and, you know, some chickens and things like that. That'll get you started. And, you know, you may then in 4 or 5 years move if you want, or you may find that that's the perfect place to be. All right, so I went to Zillow. I went to Maine first, way up in New England, and there were 60 results. Okay, homes for sale, under $100,000, 1 acre of land or more. Maine had 60 results. And there was one, I'll share you up, I'll put a little picture up here. I'll just put it up over the screen so you can see it, since I'm right in the, I'm usually off to the one side or the other here, but with my little fancy table, I'm sitting kind of right in the middle. Parkman, Maine, $69,900. on 2.75 acres. I mean, this is a pretty sweet looking little piece of property. And it's $69,900. Okay, $69,900. And it looks pretty decent. Right, then I went down to North Carolina. They have 425 results. And I was like, that seems a little ridiculous. Well, when I was looking through them, for some reason, a lot of them were just lots, raw land. I don't know why, because I had houses chosen, but for some reason at North Carolina, I bet about half of those, so there's probably not anywhere close to that for homes, but their sort was broken in North Carolina. But here's Rich Square, North Carolina, 84.5, and it's on 6 acres of land. So 84.5, and you get 6 acres of land. I mean, that's pretty sweet, 6 acres. And that's in North Carolina. So, you know, that's something to look at. And then one more here. This one's really gonna, if you're really looking to save some serious money. All right, Alabama, they had 115 results. And this is in Elridge, Alabama. Are you ready for this? 14.9 on exactly 1 acre of land. Now, I'm not going to show you the inside because there's not anything there. But just to give you a perspective, 14.9. I mean, that's, you know, and you got a home on an acre of land. Granted, there's, you know, it's gutted on the inside and it's going to be a lot of work. But, you know, when we bought this place, I couldn't get homeowner's insurance because the roof was so bad. And so I had to put a new roof on the house before I could even get homeowner's insurance. And you know, the plumbing was bad and the electric. There was no heat in the house. I mean, no heat at all. And so I had to install, you know, a propane furnace and a wood stove. And we got a pile of wood over there for this next winter coming up. But that's the kind of thing, you know, you're going to be looking for a project house. But you'll have your own home. You'll have your own homestead. You can start your garden. You know, plant a couple fruit trees. Get some noisy chickens that'll wake up all the neighbors if you got anybody close. So, you know, we really want you to be able to get a home, not only think outside the box, forget there isn't even a box because it's rules made up by one group of people to control other people. I used to say when we lived on the boat that the pirates don't follow rules. Arr. So on the homestead we don't follow rules either. You know, you just do it your own way. Be creative. Go to the owners. You know, live in your basement with your parents or whatever and save up and pay cash. You know, you should be able to come up with some cash. You know, maybe your family can help you out. And then you won't even have a mortgage. So I hope this really helps you out. Let me know.